It's 80 days to the 2023 general elections and 19 days to Christmas, something I'm actually looking forward to. Hello and welcome to Now Streaming on Advent Cable Network Nigeria, ACNNTV. Now Streaming comes with a special segment just for the Christmas celebration, but that'll be after the break. Remember, you can always join in our conversation by sharing your thoughts via our various phone lines, or our various social media platforms. We will be glad to hear from you as always. I am your anchor, Lavinia Tadagrono, and today with me is my own co-anchor.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone at home. I hope we're anticipating Christmas just as I am.
Right, you're welcome us today. And also with us is Comrade Warisa Gerald Chinonso. He is the communication assistant to the APC National Youth Leader and a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. Before we delve into our trending topics for today, we will be looking at the front pages of a few select newspapers around the country. And Boss here would take us through the first two.
All right, thank you. So we're starting with the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nigerian Tribune, we have federal government mulls review of university autonomy laws. You find that on page 8. The kicker there says, laments 15 months lost to ASU strikes since 1999. Launches new curriculum, academic standards for varsities. Top stories there, we have 2023 poll. Buhari directs armed forces to be neutral. Insists May 29 handover sacrosanct. You find that on page 2. We have alleged $1.3 million fraud. EFCC declares Kano APC senatorial candidate wanted. Owa massacre. Speak up. Prosecute arrested suspect. Catholic bishop tells CDS. We also have Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline. NNPC signs memorandum of understanding with Ghana, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau oil companies. You find that on page 6. Northeast remains one of the world's largest humanitarian crisis. This is coming from UN. Says $51.5 billion required to arrest 230 million most vulnerable people in Nigeria, 68 other countries in 2023. You find that story on page 27. We have G5 hopeful of reaching alignment with PDP on its demands. This is coming from Makinde. You find that on page 3. Adeleke visits Oshun Assembly, promises cordial relationship to achieve progress. Okay, we have Atiku's negotiations, says restructuring will engender just society, united country. You find that on page 2. So we'll quickly move on to the nation. And on the nation, we have Tinubu points way forward on power, security orders. We also have Wike attacks Dogara for backing Atiku. The writers there say, ex-speaker fires back, ex-VP can't see Buhari's achievements, says government. Also on the nation, we have Atiku, I will sell off refineries to raise $10 billion for SMEs. Oil theft, we didn't indict NNPCL, says Navy. You find that story on page 28. Why I deserve re-election by Governor Sanwo-Olu. You find that story on page 23. And then we also have Akeredolu presents 272.73 billion naira budget. You find that story on page 27. The bottom story there says Ekiti Governor Oyebanji hails Supreme Court verdict on elections. Okay, so that's all I have from the newspapers here with me. Over to you, Lavinia.
Yeah, thank you, Pastor. The Guardian says 7 years after Buhari falters on 24 million jobs promise. Kika says MBS fails to release unemployment rate since 2020. Ngige claim of 7 million jobs created unlikely. NDP 2021 to 2025 to create 30 million jobs a mirage, says Oyerinde. No honeymoon for whole takeover from Buhari, says Ojo. It will require 3 governments to clean up this administration's mess. And insecurity, COVID-19, others undermine efforts to lift 100 million out of poverty. And above our major headline, FG decries opposition's downplaying of Buhari's achievements. This can be found on pages 3. I'm ready to lead Nigeria, Tinubu says at Chatham House. This is on page 6. And Nigeria, on the bottom headline, Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline. NNPC signs memorandum of understanding with Ghana, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, and oil companies. On 2023 elections, INEC is saying elections can't be conducted in an atmosphere of violence. This is on page 2. Moving on to pages 5. Election not our priority now as a nation, says Emmanuel. And still on the 2023, we'll fire back if Atiku boys attack G5 governors. Again, Wiki wants. You can find this on page 28. The picture here shows 2014, talking about creation of 24 million jobs. We've been reminded in 2014, Nigerian youth trooped out in large numbers to enlist for immigration jobs that did not exist. That's sad and pathetic. And the other picture shows few passengers at the Kubwa train station yesterday at the Abuja-Kaduna train services as it resumed yesterday as stipulated. So we'll see how that goes in the coming weeks or days. Moving on to first news. And the top headline says, cause of terrorists dead as Boko Haram ISWAP clash in Lake Chad. Another news, 2023, my May 29 handover sacrosanct, says President Buhari. Restrain your attack dogs, Wiki tells Atiku, warns PDP campaign council. Insult G5 governors, incur our wrath. Lagos and Kano lead as NIN enrollment hits 92 million. Another stories, Dogara dumps APC for PDP, tackles Wiki over Atiku endorsement. And the two with the trade of words here, Dogara erratic, says Rivers governor, you're suffering from amnesia and shallow-mindedness. Dogara fires back. And on our major story here, on the 2023 elections, I'm confident Nigerians will vote for me. I'm ready to lead. Tinubu, APC's presidential candidate, saying this. And he goes on to explain why he delegated El Rufai, governor of Kaduna State, Ayade, governor of Cross River State, and others to answer questions at Chatham House. Kika says, I've received my original certificate from Chicago Varsity, and clarifies age, says I'm a descendant of the Tinubu family. Another news, Festus Keyamo, senior advocate to Nigeria, says Atiku goofed, Tinubu developed Lagos. And another news, finally, the Reno Omokri Tinubu supporters clash at Chatham House. Buhari constructed the road to your hometown, Lai Mohammed blasts Atiku. And journalist who released Gandola videos meets Kano governor in London, that is Jafar, the journalist. And finally, on alleged corruption, NCPC replies, David says Adamawa government never paid money to its account. That is on the allegation by the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission. We talked about that a few days ago. All right, Comrade Gerald, once again, you're welcome. I'd like to talk about your presidential candidate being a member of the Presidential Council. It is no news that he had avoided and snubbed repeatedly almost every debate or town hall meeting, as it is, the last one being on Sunday. He had snubbed and blatantly refused to participate. And then he goes on to Chatham House, and people were like, okay, fine. He didn't do the debates or participate in the town hall meeting. Let's see what he has to say. And it's appalling that he had to employ the services of some governors to speak on, to answer questions at the Chatham House. And yet the headline is saying here, I'm confident Nigerians will vote for me. I'm ready to lead. How so?
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
Yep.
I don't know if you watched Tinubu himself speak at Chatham House, London, or maybe you read in the newspapers. I, for one, I sat down and worked from beginning to end of that program, and I watched Tinubu. And all I can tell you is that among all the presidential candidates, Tinubu is the most prepared. Tinubu is ready. He is the most intelligent. He is the only candidate with the technical know-how who understands division of labor. I will start by telling you that. Let me start the way you ended. You said he allowed people to represent him or to answer questions instead of him answering questions.
Yeah.
Let me now tell you. I'll answer this by telling you that people that their presidential candidates follow their boys to filling station to buy fuel will not understand the meaning of division of labor. Tinubu is our presidential candidate today.
Right.
Because of this antecedents. This is how he does. Even when he was the senator, when he was Lagos State governor, he works with a team. Tinubu has assessed his ministers in London without people knowing. All those teams you saw him with in London yesterday, when they ask him about health, he points to a medical doctor to answer.
I find that quite appalling, though. Why wouldn't he answer first before confirming with the medical personnel?
For him to travel with over 10 to 15 Nigerian or APC leaders, if Tinubu had stood up to answer all the questions by himself, the same people complaining today now will start saying, then why did you pack the leaders to London? Why did you just wasted money in London? That is the easiest way to fail in life is trying to please everyone.
Exactly.
If you watched that on television yesterday, you see that Tinubu answered questions. Just that he didn't answer all. He answered about 4 to 5 questions. Then he allowed his team, because they planned together, they came together as a team. He wouldn't do all the answering, he wouldn't do all the talking. He allowed the leaders, each of them, to tell you that they are ready. Tinubu will kick the ground running immediately he's sworn in as the president. He won't be waiting, because he already knows the people he is working with. He already knows the team he will assemble for Nigerians.
It'll take a lot to convince Nigerians on that.
It's okay to have a team that can help you work out things,
right.
But it's not okay for you to not be able to speak to the people that will vote for you. Assuming people want to know the people, the president they want to vote for. They want to understand his mind. They want to know what he has to offer them. But when you can't speak for yourself, it's almost like you can't defend your own thoughts.
Right.
This is exactly why I'm saying you did not watch the program yesterday. Tinubu, I watched yesterday, spoke to the world, not just Nigerians, for 31 good minutes before the questions started coming in. You didn't watch it. You were reading from the newspapers.
You can't confirm that.
You started by saying that Tinubu has been dodging the media.
Yes, but he has.
If you watch this outing in Chatham House yesterday, London, he said it categorically when Rice TV asked him a question why he has not been attending to debates when they invite him. He said, "You people want to use me and make money."
Yeah,
I said, no.
Said
you understand? He is marketable. He knows that. When you are inviting someone on TV and you have already picked a side, what do you expect? You are now putting him up for him to fail, so you say his mouth shake or his... No, that's not journalism in Nigeria. That's why, as I'm speaking to you, Tinubu is right now on BBC. That one will start trending maybe in an hour or two. You understand? So those are people that ask questions on a neutral basis, not people that are taking sides, that will be editing videos of you, mocking you. Then what are you inviting him for?
Yeah, but we saw them. These are live videos.
Now let me now tell you for the last time. What exactly is Tinubu coming to debate with? Okay, to debate with Atiku, PDP, or to debate with Peter Obi? Let me finish. To debate with Atiku, PDP, or is Tinubu about to debate with Peter Obi that ran away from the same PDP?
It is his prerogative.
To debate with one person that still ran away from PDP? That's the PDP.
That is immaterial. That is immaterial. It is his prerogative as a presidential aspirant to tend to these invitations, to talk to people.
Not when they have taken sides.
It doesn't matter. Why can't he just come to defend himself?
It matters. Okay, why is he speaking to the world? Why is he speaking to Chatham House? Why is he on BBC?
He's all over the world speaking to different people, but right in Nigeria. And people are already worried of his condition and, the videos going around, which weren't doctored. These are live videos and were captured. He had had some I don't want to like, you know, hone in on that, but there had been issues. Okay, I should mention it.
Yeah, mention.
The blue globe kind of thing that he was blabbing about something that nobody could decipher. I believe that him being evasive with this town hall meeting and the debates show that there is a problem. Him running off to London shows that he doesn't want to address the issue in Nigeria, but rather would go to a place that seemed to have a softer landing. Because if he has a thick skin, he would stand.
Muhammadu Buhari of today attend when he was running for president.
Let's talk about Tinubu now. That was 7 years ago.
That was 7 years ago, but he has been representing Nigeria in every part of the world.
But Tinubu and Buhari are two different individuals.
That is it. Are you now trying to tell me that Buhari is smarter or more brilliant than Tinubu?
Okay,
Tinubu is a very brilliant candidate. Tinubu is smart. Tinubu is known for assembling of best brains. That's why we chose him as our presidential candidate.
Right.
Because we know any team that Tinubu assemble as our president, or any team he assembles to work with him, will give Nigeria the yielded result. This is what we know.
Right.
Tinubu is a compendium of knowledge.
Why wouldn't he just tell us that in person?
He has been saying that. Just that people listen to what they care about. People listen to what they want to listen. People have already taken sides. And if you think Tinubu is not good enough to win presidential election, that means it should be to the advantage of those that are campaigning against him. They should be celebrating if Tinubu is goofing. Why are they crying? Nigerians will vote Tinubu as the next president. If you believe that Tinubu is goofing and he's not capable, then it's advantage to others. Then why are they complaining?
Okay,
they should vote for their candidates and allow us to vote for us.
Yes, in everything that you've said, I was sitting and says that you've not answered my question.
Right.
So my question is, how can he convince people to vote the person of Tinubu,
right,
not the group?
Yeah.
Let me repeat myself. It is very okay to have a good working team. I mean, it's even the best advice for you to have the best team. But how can you convince me that you will do the best? Will you have the team running the country? I mean, we've had issues that people get scared of, those running behind the scenes, issues of cabals and everything. So let's understand that you have a team. Let's get to know them. But let's hear from you. Let's know how much of a leader you will be, not how much of a team member or a team carrier you will be, or a person that, yeah.
Do you know why over 20 million Nigerians are already convinced to vote Tinubu next year?
Okay.
Do you know why?
Tell us.
Because he has done it before. Okay. 2023 election is not going to be election of when I become president I will do. It's an election year of this is what I did in the past. This is what I have done in the past. This is what I've done when I was governor. This is what I've done when I was vice president. Tinubu is not running against me or against your studio. He is running against Atiku Abubakar that we already know. He's running against Peter Obi that we already know. Somebody that has been governor for 7 years. What does he have to show for it in Anambra? What does Atiku Abubakar have to show? What does Kwankwaso, as a senator for how many years, have to show? Do you understand? He's running against these people. That's what you will check.
You see,
he's not just running against Stone. He's running against people we already know what they're capable of doing. People that we know that have failed time and time again. That's why. Oh yeah, can you talk about Tinubu as his antecedents? Look at when he was governor. Just check what he was able to do. Check all his implementations. All the things he did in Lagos was what his successors followed up till today. And look at Lagos today. They have not gotten where they are supposed to be, but they are not where they used to be. That is what I'm trying to let you know.
Okay, so he is not going to be the governor of Lagos alone. We know that, yes, he had done a lot of work in Lagos and had improved it. But this is the whole of Nigeria we're talking about. But moving on from that, well, let's talk about his saying he had received an original certificate from Chicago Varsity. The headline here says, on his academic and private sector records, Tinubu announced that he had just received his original certificate from Chicago State University, just as he stated that Mobil Oil attested to his outstanding record. So I've had a good record in my life. My record is consistent. In the university they questioned, they've now confessed that they wasted their time and their money and all of that. Might we see the certificate since it has been so controversial?
Well, if you want to see the certificate, you go to INEC. INEC, Tinubu and APC handed over their presidential candidate all his certificates and qualifications to the INEC. If he is not qualified, INEC should be screaming, not you. If you need to know it, you question INEC. Tinubu is not high. Even an ardent hater of Tinubu in the name of Reno Emokri has said he wasted millions to go and investigate Tinubu. And he found out that he actually graduated. So what are people? They said the same thing about Buhari. Buhari does not have this. Buhari does not have that.
But being that this has been such a controversial issue in the past few months or years, if I might say, I feel the media team could have done, to silence people. That's what I'm saying. All these things you're saying, you keep defending, but I see an evasion from the real truth.
Like I've always told you that the easiest way to fail in life is trying to please everyone.
No, you're not pleasing. You're just bringing facts.
Presenting facts. To
They have
the
done
facts.
this time and time again, but people continue to argue. What do you want them to do? They have been presenting all these things to you. When they present, somebody will say, Nigeria is NGA. Here is written NRA. They even said he was denied visa to go to America. They still presented the visa they gave him to go to America. People are still arguing on. So what do you, there is no how you can please everyone in this country. We already have our voters. Stand by. We are not, if you think,
really?
Yes, APC, we are not shaking. It's PDP that is in trouble, them and their Labour Party.
Could we leave the PDP out of this? Let's just talk about
I don't know,
APC.
because it's people we are running against. PDP is our major problem. Others are just baby politicians. PDP is our major problem. Forget about all this. Peter Obi is even helping us make everything easier and easier every day by snatching away those votes that used to vote for PDP. Now look at inside the PDP now. 5 governors are not even with them. 5. Do you know what? No matter how useless a governor is, he has 300,000 votes. If he tells the citizen, this is who we are voting, 300, at least, no matter how you think a governor is useless. Now, 5 governors are not with him.
So for
Just look at APC. See how in unity we are.
I don't
look
think
at
you're that united, because the former SGF Babachir Lawal, who is a PDP stalwart in the northeast from Adamawa State,
APC?
has supported Atiku, he has mentioned his support. Again, the former Speaker of House of Reps from Bauchi is another stalwart, has supported, in fact, has defected to PDP. So I don't think your house is in order as you're particularly putting it.
Let me now try and tell you something. When you talk, we deal here on politics is a game of numbers. It's not by. If you talk about Decoder and Babachir Lawal, go back to 2015 and 2019 and check their voting power. Check if they have ever won their polling units. These are people without. These are people.
And yet he became the Speaker of the House of Reps.
Speaker House of Reps is not voted in your village. It's voted among
but then he got to the House of Reps.
Of course.
He has
People
impact.
voted him, yes.
No, I'm telling you that there are people that can just win their own election, but they cannot win for another person.
You never can tell.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The figures are there on the internet for you to go and check. Check Babachir Lawal and check. Now look at what happened. They started by saying they want presidency to move to South. That's how it started. We clap for them. Yes. After 8 years of Buhari, the president from the North, there is no how power could shift to the North again. We said they are saying the truth.
All right.
After some time, they now said they don't want again that Buhari, because they even called us the youth. These people I'm telling you, they thought that Tinubu would choose one of them as the running mate because they are Christians. I don't know if you understand. They are from the north, so they believe that Tinubu would choose a Christian from the north. But it now failed. Tinubu did not choose them. He chose Kashim Shettima from the north. They now say it's Muslim.
Okay, let's go back to the main thing, because what we were trying to say, the fact we were trying to establish is that APC is not as united as they fronted.
We are as united as.
No, you're not. I put it to you,
Let
Mr.
me now tell you
Gerald.
that these people are junketers. They have gone to PDP before, ran into APC. Now it's not favoring them. We that have been in APC since 2014, we are standby.
So
My polling unit is in Maraba. I always deliver it to APC.
All right, Comrade
That
Gerald,
place is a no-go area.
just going
How many
back,
polling units can they win with their big names?
In my concluding words, I think the presidential candidate of the APC and his entire team still have more, to answer, because the truth of the matter is Nigerians are not satisfied. And this is not a question of wanting to please everybody. This is a question of your answering questions and your presidential candidates, not being evasive about things and not running off from certain debates and going off to the UK or to the BBC. Answer it right here in the country. Give Nigerians what they need, and all these things will stop. So just stop being evasive. These are my concluding words. I know you're going to differ from what I have just said, but it is just the truth. Nigerians are still not satisfied, and hopefully our satisfactions will be met before 2023.
Let me just put it this one. Nigerians can never be satisfied, no matter who is running.
To some degree.
And this is
to some degree.
Try and understand, no matter what we are talking about, this is politics, and everybody will have their own, if not personal interest, you will have someone that you say, this is who I want to be president. So this is politics.
All right.
You know, to a rat, a cat is evil.
You.
To a cat, a dog is evil. Then to a dog, to human beings,
it's
dog
all
is
right.
man's best friend.
2023 will tell, right? We'll see how it goes.
We are 100%
let's move on, Bosse,
So
very
moving
quickly.
on to the ASU strike. So federal government not ready to fund varsities. This issue of ASU has been since 1999, if I can put it. Now, what's your take on this, and how best can it be resolved? What should any government do at any point in time? I always say I don't want to use this present government because they are almost going out, but what should be done about ASU strike?
Just like you said, ASU strike has been there. ASU and their problems with federal government and all that have been there since 1999, meaning that it's not a Buhari problem or APC problem. It has been there. Government will come and go, still the same problem. Well, if you ask me, I will always stand by ASU as long as they don't politicize issues. The problem we have in Nigeria is that people will come up with a just cause and be fighting for the betterment of the nation. Before you know it, some part of politicians will politicize that, exactly what happened during NSAS. We politicize things a lot instead of everybody to say, no, this is not APC matter, this is not PDP matter, this is not Labour Party or NFPP matter. Let us fight this thing for the betterment of the youths, students and all that. As long as it is not politicized, anything ASU is fighting for, I am strongly behind them.
All right, so in this whole chaos now, we have the federal government launching new curriculum and academic standards for varsities. I mean, some of the curriculums have not even worked to the level they are supposed to, and they have not been able to meet certain needs as it is. Is this what we should be doing? Should we actually deal with, I know we've mentioned it, we should look at how things should be resolved. Should we deal with issues that keep causing the strike, or we should keep changing standards and curriculums that may not necessarily answer the questions of this day and time?
This exactly is just the same thing we've been saying here. This need all of them to be in a round table, all those intellectuals to come together, and what is the best approach towards this? Everybody will contribute. That's why I'm telling you, Tinubu still remains the best person to solve all these problems, because he always move about with a team of intellectuals. This is not something you can do alone as the president and come and give directives. This is democracy. It doesn't work that way. You must assemble team with brains. Team that will stand up and talk, Nigerians will listen. Teams that will stand up and talk, ASU will listen. Okay. This is not a one-man show. So Tinubu knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Moving on, yeah.
Right, so the daily asset here is governors are saying, this headline was mentioned a few days ago, Buhari has failed us, Nigerians, don't blame us. President has taken Nigeria far of unity and prosperity. Our manifesto explains how we'll secure and unite Nigeria. So given this, together with the promise of the 24 million jobs 7 years after, none, not even a percentage, like a tiny percentage of this has been fulfilled.
Who gave this data that not even a percentage have been?
How many jobs have been created? Could you give us statistics?
Of course, I cannot stand there because I'm not in the Bureau of Statistics. I'm not there. But what I will tell you is that as an APC member and as a Nigerian and somebody that belongs to the system, I know everything President Muhammadu Buhari have said. Okay, let's start by. Did you hear President Nyesom Wike 2 weeks ago stand up to say...
Governor Wike.
Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, stand up to say in Rivers State that President Buhari is a very good president. That all the money be owed to Niger Delta governors since 1999, he gave out all. That money...
He just commended him for that action at that very point.
But why are news not carrying? Why are you people not celebrating that?
It was
because... Do you know that I am pissed with even my party for us to be hearing such a thing from a PDP governor? Do you know how many trillion Buhari have released for the Niger that have been owed to them? Do you know how many he has done that we don't even know? If not that a PDP governor could stand up and say, this man is a very good man. PDP refused to pay us this money. Buhari has paid us this money. And that money is what I'm using to build bridges.
Okay.
That money is what I'm using to build hospitals. That money, go and ask your governors what are they doing with their money.
So basically, what he has done has justified the promise on the 24 million jobs.
No, that's what I'm just paying the governors the money that since 1999 they've not been. Do you know how many jobs that could create alone? These railway stations that is littered all over Nigeria. Do you know how many jobs that one have created alone? Do you know? I'm telling you. Do you know? Have you traveled by train?
No, I can't. It's not safe. It's not safe.
Everything is risky. Everything is risky.
I choose and pick my risks. But
that there was a train station attack in Kaduna doesn't mean it might happen again in the next 20 years. Planes do crash and people enter the next available plane and still travel.
Comrade Gerald, much as you would like to say all that you were saying, right, it is an established fact that he had paid that certain amount to the Niger Delta, but you simply cannot refute the fact that this government has really deteriorated the systems, almost every system in this country, and it is telling on every single Nigerian, home and abroad. That I doubt if you can defend.
Do you know why you believe what you are saying right now?
No, it's not the issue, but it's a fact.
Why you believe what you are saying now is that because you refuse to compare Nigeria with every other country since 2020. All this cry and all these things are not working started immediately after COVID. It's not happening only in Nigeria, it's happening in every part of the world. If you tell me Nigeria, bag of rice is 50,000 or this, compared to Ghana, compared to South Africa, compared to every other country. It's not about just saying Nigeria. What are people in America saying? What are people in Canada saying?
Comrade
what
Gerald,
are people in UK saying?
Very quickly, on your claim of them paying the Niger Delta, the presidency is saying here that we still owe producing states 1.1 trillion naira.
He has already approved that.
Says the presidency. They revealed on Friday, that's the presidency, that 9 oil-producing states received 625.43 billion as 13% oil derivation subsidy. And the states that received the refunds, according to special statement, are Cross River, Edo Delta, and the rest. So the statement is titled Oil Derivation Subsidy. 9 oil-producing states received 625 billion, and 1.1 trillion is still outstanding. So they have not paid all.
Oh, yeah.
When the President Muhammadu Buhari tells us we, he means those that have been president even since 1999. I don't know if you get me. He's not telling you President Muhammadu Buhari. He's telling you that we, meaning even those that ruled that refuse to pay them, this is the money it has amounted to. So he's trying to clean up the mess of the past administrations. But people don't understand it this way. So that is what I'm telling you. If he hands over to Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu next year, he will still say we. Even if he inherited 10 trillion or 1 trillion, he will still say we. This is how it's being done. He will not say President Muhammadu Buhari is saying. He will say we, covering up the mess of Obasanjo, Goodluck Jonathan, Yar'Adua, and others.
So thank you very much, Comrade Gerald. It's always a pleasure having you here, much as we the inflections in our interactions, but it's always a good one. A pleasure having you here, and we pray that the spirit of the season will remain with you and yours. We wish you and your candidates all the best. We're non-partisan. We wish all candidates all the best. So viewers, will be going on a short break. When we return, we'll be talking about our Christmas special expenditures and savings for the Christmas season. I bet people would like to know how they can do Christmas on a budget. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Welcome back, viewers. If you're just joining us, this is now streaming on Advent Cable Network Nigeria, ACNNTV. I am Lavinia Tadagrono. Still with me in the studio is Abosede Taiwo.
Thank you.
My favorite Christmas cowgirl.
I'm tempted to say Eo.
Yeah. In the spirit of the season. And joining us to discuss the topic is Miss Adeshawa Orioye.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
It's a
thank you for
pleasure to
having
have
me
you
on the
here.
show. Especially this Christmas edition.
Right.
We are all looking forward to this Christmas period.
Right.
So,
Sure.
Right. And want to discuss this topic, Christmas expenditure and saving strategy. Ms. Adeshawa is a social commentator, so would like to just know, how can you have Christmas? How can you have, a really fabulous Christmas on a budget?
There are so many ways to, streamline what you want to spend for fun part, because Christmas is all about family coming together, fun, and having different, parties. The big side, the small side, and all that. There's this new thing people do now, this team party, where you can you wear a color. If I'm putting on green, I come with everything that has to do with green. It could be 15 naira something.
Wow,
It
that's
could
lovely.
Be,
That's
so if
fun.
you're picking red, you bring everything that has to do with red. It can be sweet, it can be something little that you even have to spend more. So by the time I'm putting on green, I bring stuffs with green. You bring stuffs with red. The next person
I'll bring stuff with black.
Yeah. So before you know, we're having a party.
Sure.
And the merrier it is.
Sure.
So a lot of things. So family need to come together and like, okay, you do this, we do that. We know the economy is tight, so we just have to cut down some budget. Okay, how can we do this? Which family is bringing this part of food to the table? Which family is bringing the drinks? Which family is bringing? So that can streamline spending.
So, all the burden is not meant on one person, you share it.
Exactly.
Hence,
It makes it easy.
Makes
Very,
it
very
easy
easy.
and cheaper and cost effective.
Yeah.
Yes. Very, very.
And as it is. Oh, that's quite interesting. But
Yes, so you mentioned family. So assuming a family has always spent so much during the Christmas, and then we know how the economy is, just as you mentioned, how can they best re-strategize to be able to spend less? Let's say I used to, as you're about to call it, Faji. You're used to the big party.
Leave it for Yoruba people when it comes to
Yeah, so
party.
but then how can a person or a family that has over years been used to celebrating large Christmas be able to bring it down?
Bring it
What should
down.
they do?
You know what? I think it's an individual thing.
Okay.
Like, you see the life of the party. Leave it for Yoruba people. So most Yoruba people, because I'm Yoruba and I'm not the life of the party.
Yeah.
A little bit. But I think it's individual decision.
Right.
Some people still want to throw loud party.
Oh, yeah.
In as much as the
There's an
economy
economic
is-
problem.
Yes, they still want to go overboard. They still want to borrow money if they can to even do they like it like, okay, how can I work from January till December and not throw a lavish party?
Yeah.
So some people still, but for people that they don't want to go through that, like, okay, let me save. I think it still comes down to knowing your community, knowing what they want. Some people, they just want the family bond thing. They just want, okay, let's talk, let's create new memories for each other. Yes, food will be there, but it could be, instead of the outrageous amount spent on food and possibly decoration, it could be simplified to a simple, just something that we could all come together and do this.
So talking about factors, there's so many, moving parts when it comes to celebrating Christmas. We talked about the core, it could be expensive as you want to be. Then there's aspect of food and drinks, and then there is clothing and hair, and there's so many moving parts. What, in your opinion, if one should prioritize? What, like, let's say, give us like a preference list. What should be the priority? Let's say you're hosting a Christmas party. What can you like skimp off and say, okay, I'm going to get this at a cheaper rate, but on this, I'm going to like amp up the budget. So
for me,
for
I am a family. I think I'm a foodie.
Oh.
I would prefer to have abundance of food in the house,
right?
And as a guest, because Christmas will finish, celebration will finish. So those food that is stocked in the storeroom, in the fridge, will last me till January. So for me, my priority list is food.
Food first.
Food first. Then for, well, I don't have children yet, so,
Yeah.
but for the kids, you know, you just have adults. We are fine.
Yeah.
We've grown past the point
Stage of
where-
wearing something new on
Yes,
Christmas.
where where they have to take our sizes with
sure.
a broom, with a broomstick. To
get your
to the
shoe
market,
size, yeah.
past that. So
That's why they say
before-
adulthood is a scam. All right.
So,
So
given
clothing
that-
for kids next.
Yes, then kids, if the kids are around. But
Yeah.
if it's all adults, wear what you have.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
just
Then
let's just
probably
marry.
for decor, instead of going for elaborate Christmas tree and all the wreaths,
Yeah.
you can just go for lights, maybe.
Yes, lights,
Yeah.
yes, and
Like-
there's different these ribbons, decoration.
Yeah.
that it's not even expensive. It's very cheap, as low as 500 naira. Yes, in the market, 500, 600. You don't have to just hang them.
Right. And I don't know Abuja that much, but like in Jos, the Christmas trees are in abundance. So you could just
Everywhere.
cut. If you
Yes.
can't buy,
Okay.
you
You
know,
can
a
just cut
synthetic
around,
one,
yeah.
you can cut one,
Oh,
wash it off,
really?
and put it in a container with water and decorate it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking, does it have to be during Christmas, the new clothes, the party, the eating? Can't we celebrate? Because most times I think we narrow family time. So you have to spend so much during Christmas. I mean, I could buy new clothes if I had children. I could buy new clothes for my children at any point in time.
Yeah.
I could fry chin chin at any point in
doesn't have
time.
to be
Yeah, so it doesn't have to
Christmas.
be Christmas where you have to share with your neighbors. Do we have to really save so much to spend so much during Christmas?
To me, I feel it's not necessary to wait till Christmas.
Christmas.
It's a thing like, I like something, I like this clothes. If I have children, okay, kids should have this. If I as an adult, I see something that I like, shoe, bags, clothes, I get that. And if I want to give to my neighbors, I could just, okay, I made this in excess, and you know. But Christmas comes with, how will I put it now? Everybody wants to do everybody's
spending
so it's kind of
I think you need to dissociate yourself, because I think even for people who celebrate or do all the things that you had mentioned
Yeah.
through the course of the year, you know, you get infected with the spirit of the
Christmas,
season.
yes, you do.
By the time you just see everything
like,
going on, and then
Can't
you
be
just
left out.
yeah, and then you just go on it, and like you forget that you
Yeah.
had previously done this. So you just need to speak to yourself and say, okay, I need to prioritize, like I said. So I want to talk about other than now we've discussed about how we can, you know, cost effective means like where you're staying.
Spend less, yeah.
But there's some people that travel during Christmas. Now I don't mean your village, because that, you know, is on a budget already. Because you always have family.
Yes, yes.
Although for some people they spend more when they travel to the
Yes,
village because
they
the,
do.
of the
Yeah,
demand.
yeah.
Now I'm talking about people who take a vacation out of, you know, their place of out of the country. Not everybody has money to go to Miami. I know of a family that goes to Miami every year for Christmas.
They have money.
Not
It is
yeah.
plenty.
Yes.
So it is plenty.
Others
Yeah.
others go to Disneyland
Sure.
in Paris,
Yeah.
or like, but not everybody has that kind of money.
Well, for you to
So,
have that in this economy.
Yeah. So how if you want to like celebrate a Christmas not in your village and just somewhere different? For me, like I don't have money, but I'd like to go to Lagos, because I believe that's where all the fun things are in this country.
Okay, I was about to say, won't you love the gardens in Jos, but then it's fine.
No, just is home.
That's
Just
Yes,
is home.
yes.
I would
For
like
me,
somewhere, and I live in Abuja now.
Yeah,
so
sure.
if I would like fun, I'd probably choose a place like Lagos. Just hold myself up in a hotel room, or probably go to a beach or something like that. So, but for somebody who probably can't even afford to even leave his state, what can he do in terms of vacation within his city?
Within the city, I think this thing is when some people are tired of, just like you said,
Yeah.
you don't want to travel down home.
Yeah.
For someone like me now, I don't know Jos, so I can
Yeah.
say, okay, I know Lagos, and Lagos will. I don't like rowdiness.
Can
Lagos is
imagine.
rowdy, so
Oh, wow.
I can never say I want to go down to Lagos.
Lagos.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm okay with staying in Abuja. Yeah.
Wow.
But for place for a change,
Yeah.
Jos, places around maybe
Somewhere
neighboring-
close by.
Somewhere close by.
Just
but-
is 3 hours away, and it costs you like say 3,000 naira.
less
Yeah.
you get. So, but not everybody wants to see it that way. They feel they should travel far
Yeah.
to have the fun part. And you know, the urban cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, then Abuja. Lagos people, they come to Abuja during those times.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, let's come and see some fun part. But
Yeah.
the thing is, when you're used to a particular city, you just want to leave.
And just
You know that
relax.
you just want to leave. Like, let me see something different. And Christmas is the time where the traveling, you see
The
the
roads are
prices,
Yeah.
starting from
Flights
possibly this week,
expensive.
you get
Even normal buses
even normal
would
buses
have a hike.
Yeah, so I'm sure by next week now,
Yeah.
everybody, prices everywhere.
So another thought that I had, about having vacation without actually traveling is you could book a hotel.
That is
Oh
nice.
yes.
How
Because
many
this is-
family practice that?
So that's hence the idea. We're trying to sell new
Yeah,
traditions
yeah.
to people.
Yes.
So you could
Create
actually
memories.
book a hotel and just have
Away
that
from
feel.
home.
Have that service feel like room service,
Yes.
even if it's just for 2 days.
Yes.
You don't have to break bank. There are hotels that you don't have to go to a place where
In
you
fact.
spend 40-something thousand naira a
In
night.
fact.
You could go to a place that is just just
Decent
okay,
enough, yeah.
decent
There are
enough.
hotels that are
Get
creating deals.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, for
even
vacation
for,
deals.
for family. Yesterday I was still checking on Instagram, like family of 4. Well, depends on how many kids one have and all that. They were giving a discounted a three course meal.
Yeah.
Where you come, you eat, and
Yeah.
you have a personal chef to cook for you, and that's exciting. It's like
Right.
creating a new memory or adding that to the Christmas memory. Like, imagine preparing your dish in front of you, the sizzling, the frying,
Yeah.
fire going up
Yeah.
and all that. So they are restaurants, and they are also hotels too that help in creating some promo and deals that so
that's
I think
exciting.
you don't have to, if you don't have money for Miami,
Yeah.
you can do Abuja, Miami.
Yeah, you can. Yes, I love that. And probably have a slumber party and drink hot chocolate with marshmallows. Just imagine you're having a
Within
white
budget.
Christmas. Yeah, within budget.
You
Within
don't
budget.
have to go off.
You don't have to break banks. You have
Okay,
anything said.
as you were talking, I was just thinking of ideas and what I will do. All right, so we've said a lot about what people should do and everything, but then one thing that troubles many people or most people is you celebrate the Christmas and then January is there and school fees is facing you like, I'm here.
Yeah.
House rent.
Can we like, I'm here, we're done with the celebrations. But then in the whole excitement and everything, how should a person ensure that you actually keep money aside for the new year so that you won't overdo it? It's like, someone says say you save money and then at a point in time the money saves you.
Yeah.
You save and then one
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's true.
I think I'm about to use this money, but then how can you discipline yourself also to be able to say
You just said the word discipline. No, go do pass yourself.
Right.
That's just the word. If you do because of maybe your friends or this particular family is doing this and you want to do that, January is looking at you.
I love the
saying,
laughter, like
January is just lurking at the corner
like
saying,
I'm waiting.
I got my eyes on you.
Sincerely, so you you just discipline.
Yeah.
You just have to self-control. Like, okay, this is the budget. Hey, kids, that's for people, families with kids. Hey, kids, this is what we are going to do. Let's do this picnic, and and picnics nowadays they allow the family, the children. So make it like, don't go overboard. I feel there's a lot of affordable, fun parts which family could do. Yeah, they could go for, and they won't have to, start thinking January, how do I pay these children's school fees?
Yeah. So talking about the fun parts, can we mention like 3? You've mentioned is spending a day or 2 in a hotel. She said the picnic. Can we give like 2 other ideas? What do you think people can do during this holiday to spend less and then have more fun?
Yeah.
For me, visiting places.
Okay.
We're visiting new places where they won't charge you much.
I like
Somewhere
business
natural.
Yes.
Somewhere natural.
We
Okay.
don't
No. No.
You don't like going to
No.
visit?
No. I don't want to see reptiles on Christmas Day. Thank you very much. No. No.
But there are water parks. You can.
Oh, okay, water parks, yes.
yeah.
Water parks. Even though there's this new establishment, I can't remember the name now. The price, the prices even cost. They cost a lot of stare because people were commenting that how can they adults pay 24K after swimming, will you give me food?
Whoa.
Will you pay a lot of, but I don't think they've really cut down that price.
Yeah.
But because they say like children, 18,000 naira.
Okay.
For the whole day, and that's
What
like,
are you calculating in your head?
imagine
No.
taking 4 kids.
Nope.
So that's
What for?
outrageous.
Actually, no,
but
4 kids.
Whoa.
That's 70.
that's you get.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
fine.
Yeah, that's 72,000.
Okay, fine.
That's
Okay, that is so not a budget.
But I'm
Yeah.
sure that there are
Sure.
other parks
Yeah.
which you can create something.
What about like
yourself.
amusement parks where you can do like the merry-go-round, like the
yes.
the rides,
Yes,
just take the
there's
rides,
that. And
scream.
we can even create fun parts. Possibly, I don't know if the parks allow that, or depends on where there's a spacious environment where
Yeah.
you can take a barbecue, a grill stand.
Or you can have
yeah.
a community football match.
Yes.
Sports. Just
Yeah.
something.
Just
Yes.
something you could
Then you
do
have
within
like simple
own.
drinks like
Yeah.
Chapman, and then you have
Yes,
your
you
little
can
barbecue
do
by the
that.
side,
Yeah.
small
That's
chops,
it,
and that's
small
it.
chops, and
Music
that is
and-
it.
Yeah.
Music and phone and this.
I like
this little
Amalado.
woofers. You do.
I'm allowed. Okay, fine. I'm
You guys, we are talking about small chops.
just going all the way to Amala.
Don't mind me.
No, but it's fine. But you can do that actually. You can have like a love feast where you have
Yes.
people bringing their food. In
Like
the
she said,
community.
mentioned
Yeah,
earlier.
like she mentioned earlier.
And
Also-
even if it is not food, you can just the barbecue.
Barbecue,
yeah.
It's even you don't even have to buy the barbecue the standard. They
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
different. This ayara, they call it in Yoruba. This net.
Okay, yes.
Yes, you
example.
can use that. They just need something to put on it. That foreign people they do this.
Oh, we said the
Like,
first
and in terms of entertainment, another thing that would work well is like you could bring all the games, like card games.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can bring
That is
board
Scrabble.
games like
Yes.
Monopoly, Scrabble,
Yes.
chess, like
Let
that.
them play.
You know,
You can have
what? Yeah.
Yes.
You could have
Karaoke,
karaoke.
I was
All you
about
need
saying
is like
that.
all this Bluetooth speaker,
Yes,
and you
and
try
then
to
you're
like
good
so
to
create your own fun. You don't have to
Literally.
break bank
At
going
all.
to somewhere
And-
fancy.
Nah, and there's another thing. There's this drawing. There's a particular
gallery.
No, how will I call them now? They come. They can come wherever you are. If your family and you want to have this painting,
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yes.
you bring the board. Though you'll be charged, but I don't think it's affordable.
But
It's
it's fun.
affordable,
That's
so it's
fun,
fun. So
yeah.
the kids are coloring their stuffs.
Yeah.
The adults are coloring their stuffs, and you're like, okay.
That's quite interesting. There's so,
something, yeah.
I
So many
believe
things.
if we sit there'll be like a million things we can
Over a
come up
million,
with
yes.
that would save costs in
Yeah.
having entertainment and food for Christmas.
Yeah.
But to our viewers, I hope this has given you, because the whole point of having this show is to remind people the reason for the season. He should always be at the center of every celebration. That is Jesus Christ, and of course the Advent that we talked about yesterday. But is also to give you ideas on how you can spend your Christmas, from decor to what we just discussed today, Christmas on a budget, saving strategy and expenditure, the likes of them, so you can get to January with still something in your pocket. So thank you very much, Miss
Thank you,
Adeshawa
Virginia.
Orioye.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure having you here. And to my co-anchor, Abosede Taiwo.
Thank you so much for your time here.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So remain in the spirit of the season and always know that Jesus is the reason why we are celebrating. Viewers, thank you for your time in the conversation today. Join us tomorrow for another episode. I am Lavinia Tadigrodo. Do have a fulfilling day. Goodbye.